fabulous cheeses. Learn about fondue, strudel, and lots more. At 9, Country at Home begins tonight's Design at 9 with a yellow country cottage and tips on working with milk paint. Then at 9:30, Design at 9 continues with Interiors by Design. Host Chris Casson-Madden shows you how to have an organized urban kitchen. At 10, it's our special presentation, Model Homes. Go inside the stylish homes of some of the world's most glamorous models. Tonight on HGTV, Home and Garden Television.
You're watching HGTV Daytime, right here on Home and Garden Television.
Hi, I'm Ron Hazelton, the house doctor. Welcome once again to The House Doctor, the program that helps you fix up your home or apartment. Now on today's show, we're going to take a look at the latest technology in protecting your home from brush fires. And Janet Tagawa will show us how to reupholster a seat cushion. But first, if you've ever taken a shower and had it unexpectedly turn freezing cold, or worse yet, boiling hot, well, I've got a solution for you. Has this ever happened to you? You're taking a shower upstairs, and somebody turns on the water downstairs, and a solution to this problem is a pressure balancing shower valve like this one. And today we're going to replace this conventional valve with this new one. The way a pressure balancing valve works is that inside is a pressure balancing piston. If the cold water pressure drops, the piston moves to the right, decreasing the amount of hot water. If the hot water pressure drops, the piston moves instantly to the left, reducing the amount of cold water. In either event, it brings the water pressures back into alignment, and that's what keeps you from getting frozen or scalded. Now, when you're replacing a valve like this, you've got to create an opening that's a good bit larger than the existing valve in order to get this out and get the new one in. Well, today, I don't want to disturb this tile right here, so I'm going to make that opening on the other side of this wall. Now, this is the back side of that shower wall. And this mark right here is the center of the valve. Now what I've done is taken a stud finder and I've located the studs on either side of this bay. There's one right there. I did the same thing over there and drew this outline. Now this is a little bit larger than I probably need it, but I want plenty of working room in here, and I also want you to be able to see really well. So let's take our sheetrock saw, just push this through the sheetrock here and begin to cut out this opening. Now, there's some cross bracing right here, which you'll see in a second. I had to sort of cut through the last bit of this with a knife. Let's take this off now. Okay, now here's our old valve right here. And we're about ready to start work, but let's go downstairs now and shut off the water pressure to the house. Well, that water turned off. Let's go ahead and remove this old fixture from this side. That's a cover plate right there that just pries off with a utility knife. And there's a set screw up here. Unscrew this. This will allow us to remove the handle. Okay, there we go. And then there are two screws right here that hold this trim plate in place. Let's back those off. All right, there's the last screw. Let's pull this piece off. Now, sometimes this is kind of stuck on, probably with some silicone sealant. So I'm going to get behind here and pry this a little bit. Get it loose, yeah. Quite a bit of sealant back here. It's actually a good idea. It keeps water from running down behind this plate. There we go. Now, this pipe right here is nailed with a pipe clamp to the back side of this 2x4 right here. So I'm kind of just prying the nails loose. There we go. They're almost all the way out now. Now I'm going to take a reciprocating saw. I'm going to cut this block the rest of the way loose here. All right, now I'm going to cut off this. This is the pipe right here, the riser that goes up to the shower. I'm going to cut that off just about right here. Well, obviously, we're back at the bathroom now. I'm going to have to remove this faucet and just put a rod up in there. That'll get it started. Still pretty stiff, so let's put a wrench on here. See if we can get this off. I'm not going to be reusing this, otherwise I'd probably put some tape or something on here to prevent scratching. We're going to be putting a new spigot on. There we go. Just come right off. Good. Well, that stud is loose right there, so now we're going to cut off these two supply lines. This one on this side first. Let's see, let's slow this thing down just a little bit here. All right, and then this one. Okay, now this should be, there we go. And there is our old assembly. There, now, in order to install this new valve, I've had to cut away the sheetrock. Actually, what we've got here is we've got about a half-inch sheetrock, a waterproof sheetrock, about a half an inch of mortar, and then right here is the tile. Well, it's time to start putting new pipe in, and we're going to be using half-inch copper, which, of course, is what was here. I'm going to cut this using a pipe cutter. Now, this has a, let me show you right here. Now, if you notice, there's a cutting wheel right here, a very sharp cutting wheel, and then a roller right here. The way this works is you sort of tighten this up sort of snugly, move it around the pipe. Then each turn or so, you tighten this knob right here. And that forces that cutter wheel a little bit more in contact with the pipe until after 3 or 4 turns, you've cut completely through. And the next thing you want to do is take this reamer, which is usually built into a good pipe cutter, and put it on the inside of the pipe and twist it back and forth. Now, the reason you do this is that when you use a pipe cutter, it sort of creates a little curl on the inside of the pipe here. If you don't take that out, it can cause the water to get turbulent and actually create noise inside the pipe. All right, now once we've got this cut to length, the next thing we want to do is prepare the joints for soldering. This is a wire brush right here. I'm going to slip that right over the end of the pipe. It's got hundreds of little bristles in there. And what we're doing is we're taking off the oxidation, dirt, and any oil on the outside of the pipe, leaving us nice, fresh, clean material there. Or, if you don't want to use the brush, you can use this. This is called plumber's sandpaper or plumber's tape. And just tear off a piece and do the same thing. Now, really, when you're working with copper plumbing like this, it's a matter of connecting together a bunch of lengths of pipe and various types of fittings. So you also have to prepare the inside of the fitting in the same way that you prepare the outside of the pipe. And to do that, you want a fitting brush. It just goes right up inside. You twist it around a few times until you've cleaned the inside of this one the same way we clean the outside of the pipe. Next, we want to apply some soldering flux. Now, this is a chemical that promotes the bond of the solder to the pipe. And we'll put it on the outside of the pipe and on the inside of the fitting that we cleaned. And then we're going to slip these two together. Now, what I'm going to be doing here is assembling several pieces of pipe and fittings, pretty much all of this. And then once everything is in place, we'll start the soldering. Well, I've assembled all the pipe and fittings for our water supply lines here, the hot and cold lines. Now, remember, all of these joints have been cleaned and fluxed. It's all put together. Over here on this side, we've got kind of a typical situation when you're installing a new valve with some old plumbing. That is that the distance between the supply lines here is different than the distance between the valve inlets up here. So we've had to offset this line about 2.5 inches to the right. And the way you do that is take two 45-degree L's, one here and one here, with a short length of tubing in between, and that brings it over and lines it up with this port right here. Okay, we're all ready to start soldering now. Here's my torch. I'll turn this on, get our sparker out here and light this up. Okay, and I've also put a heat-proof mat back here to keep from charring the back of the wallboard. And you notice I've unrolled about 10 inches of solder and made a bend at the end there. I'll show you why in just a second. That allows me to get the solder in precisely where I want it. I'm going to apply heat to this joint just long enough to heat it up hot enough so that it will melt the solder. I don't want to burn the flux out of there. Usually about 15 to 20 seconds is enough. And that should be, see that green flame? That's a good indicator. Now we'll put the solder right here in the joint. See it melt the solder? It's flowing right down into the joint. Then we'll come up underneath this way. We'll apply some more solder up here. And capillary action will pull this solder up into that joint even though it's going uphill. Now here's another place where I had to use that offset technique. Actually, this inlet for this port right here for the shower was sitting inside the wall. So by using a combination of 45s here, I came out, 45s here, I came back and lined up with our existing shower riser right there. Okay, everything is in now and soldered up except for our tub spout. And what I want to do right now is secure these pipes to this wood that I put in here. This is a copper pipe clamp, and I'm using copper nails. One rule in plumbing is you never want to mix metals. You never want to mix steel and copper together because a process happens that causes corrosion of those metals. So we want to use the copper nails with the clamp. Now there's that tub spout assembly, so we're going to just slip this right in here, connect it up to what we already have in place. Okay. Now I'm going to have to put something under here to kind of hold that up. See if that works. All right. And we'll turn up our torch and go ahead and solder these joints. tuned as I finish installing the anti-scald valve. And later in the show, protect your house and family during brush fire season.
Ace Hardware, the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Say you need a blue line, some copper pipe, something to clean the silver. Talk to the folks in the red vest. With quick service and timely advice, you'll be back to your projects in no time. For easy shopping, Ace is a place for the helpful hardware folks.
Here's a concrete solution from H&C Concrete Stain. Give your concrete patio a beautiful brick or tile look. Use a concrete stain and stencil to add beauty, protection, and value. For other concrete solutions from H&C, call 1-800-TO-STAIN.
Great homes start with good plans, high hopes, big dreams. And when you're ready to turn those blueprints into 4 walls and a roof, there's only one address, Dream Builders. Thursday night at 10:30 on HGTV, Home and Garden Television.
Okay, now let's see. Tub's running. Just want to check here, make sure that we have no leaks at any of these joints. This is really important because if we had a problem, I want to see it now before we cover this wall up. These are small cleats here that I'm attaching to the inside of these studs. I want to give myself a surface to which we can attach this piece of sheetrock that we took out earlier. Let me run these screws in here. There's one. Okay, and then one down here. Now, if you'll notice, I've got one of these on the top, up here, one on the bottom down here, and one on this side over here, so that every place there's a joint, it's supported from behind. And since we cut this out very carefully, it should fit right back into position, okay? Just like that. And I'll take some more screws, and I'll run these into that wood strip that we just put up. Well, with our joints all soldered and everything secured down, we can come back in the bathroom now and start trimming out this faucet. Now, there are a series of fittings that go on here, starting with this sleeve, which slips right on like that. Next, the trim plate slips into position, just like this. And there are 2 holes here and 2 screws. These go right into the valve housing. It's lined up. There's a little stop right here that has to be installed. This limits actually how far you can open the hot water. So you can set this, if you've got small children, so that it'll only go to a certain distance, and the water will only get so hot. It's adjustable just by taking this Allen wrench, loosening this knurled nut right here, and sliding this up or down. Okay, good. All right, now next, this piece slips on, like so, and then this ring goes on top of that. Actually, I think it goes this way, like so. And then next, this piece slips on top. Actually, right now, we've got to put a screw in here. This holds all this entire assembly together. And run that in with a screwdriver. Okay. And on top of that goes this ring, and then this cover, which is threaded and screws on. About the last thing we have to do here is to put this tub spout on. Now, this is a clamp-on or slip-on spout. Actually, there's a set screw right here, and as you tighten and loosen this, it clamps this onto the pipe stub coming out of the wall here. But before we slip it into position, let's take some silicone and run a bead of it right around here. This, just in case any water gets behind this or between this and the tile, keep it from running down inside the tile. I'll put a little bit more on here than I need, then we'll come back and clean off the excess. There we go, okay? Now, we just slip this over the pipe stub, like that, press it in contact with the tile, make sure it's straight, and I'll get under here, tighten up that set screw, and then clean off the excess silicone. Well, we're finished, so let's turn this on. I'm going to turn it to sort of comfortably warm here. I'm going to reach over here, and I know for a fact in this bathroom, when this toilet was flushed before, you get a surge of hot water here. Flushing your toilet. No change in temperature here whatsoever. Now, this unit, which happens to be made by Moen, retails for about $175. And as you can see, it is absolutely possible to put it in yourself. And it's probably a good idea, especially if you've got children, because it'll protect both you and the kids from possible scalds. In 1992, a wild land fire destroyed over 3,000 houses in Oakland, California. Wildfires struck again the following year, consuming 600 homes in Malibu. In all, these types of fires have destroyed over 9,000 homes in the U.S. during the last 10 years. Virtually the only weapon for controlling such blazes has been water. Fire retardant foam has been proven to be a much more effective tool, but until recently, it's only been available to airports and fire departments. Well, that same foam firefighting technology is now available to homeowners to protect their homes in the case of wildland fires. This is Ken Spratt. Hey, Ken, thanks for joining us. Ken's with EnviroFoam Technologies. In layman's terms, how does the system work?
Well, the system takes water and compressed air and a foam solution and mixes it into compressed air foam, as you see.
So it's using soap suds, essentially, to fight fire or protect your home from a fire. Now, let's say that you've got a 2,000 square foot house. How many gallons of water would you say it would take, approximately, to cover your house in foam?
To coat it completely, around 500 gallons of water.
Around 500 gallons. Now, if you were going to use just water, how much water would it take?
Well, the water, it would take as much as 10 times that much water, about 5,000 gallons of water.
So that's half the swimming pool here?
About half of that swimming pool, yes.
And go ahead.
And the key thing is that the water is only effective as a protective barrier when it's being applied. After you stop applying it, it ceases to become an effective barrier.
So if you walk away and leave your home wet, then it's only going to be a fire, it's only going to protect it, the water that is, for a short period of time.
That's correct.
So let's suppose there's a fire coming, but you're not at home. What good is this?
Well, the fire department can use it, a neighbor could use it, or a rooftop discharge system can be installed so that the foam can be automatically discharged.
So let's say that there's a fire coming. You have advance notice of it. How long would it take to coat, let's say, a 3,000 square foot house with this machine?
Generally less than an hour.
And how long would that foam last once it was in place?
Well, the foam is designed to last as long as possible, up to 24 hours in certain weather conditions. Wind and other factors have an effect on it, of course.
All right, well, let's say that you have a unit like this. This would, be installed somewhere in your garage or in an outbuilding?
Yes, in a pool house, in a garage, somewhere near a water source where it can draw water.
So you've really got to have a pond or a swimming pool to use this?
Yes, you do.
And if you don't?
Then there are some water supply systems that are available, water storage tanks that can be temporarily installed either in the garage or in the patio, that sort of thing.
So, Ken, how much does this unit cost?
This system starts at $14,500, and a fully automated system would run in the neighborhood of $25,000.
Okay. Have any impact on your insurance rates if you got something like this?
Yes, especially if you live in a high-risk area.
Okay. And if people want more information, who could they contact?
They need to contact EnviroFoam Technologies.
Okay, listen, thanks for joining us on the show. This is a very interesting piece of equipment. Could be really important in saving property and very possibly lives. Next, save money by doing your own chair reupholstering.
It's a world unlike anything you've ever seen before. It's a blend of creativity, integrity, and spirit. It's a lifestyle that reflects an individual's sense of style. This is Harrison's new home collection in Rocky River, and it's open now. Come enjoy grand opening savings at both Harrison's store in Lakewood and the new home collection store in Rocky River. This is where it all begins. After all, it is Harrison's, the last hidden treasure in home furnishings and interior design.
There aren't too many second chances in life, so HBO's bringing you Second Chance Tuesday. Because how often do you get another shot at something you missed? Like this, or even this. Every Saturday on HBO, you're guaranteed a new movie. What you might not know is that you get another crack at it Tuesday night. If you miss Saturday Night Guarantee, you need Second Chance Tuesday.
You'll never miss out because nobody watches out for you like HBO and Cox Cable. For my everyday paint colors and combinations, I didn't just pick the colors. I picked the colors that go with the colors you pick, and they're available at Sears and Kmart. That's not my bathroom. Exquisite, but it's not me. Oh, cool. Contemporary. Ooh la la, European.
Now this is my bathroom. So elegant, so neat.
The bath collections of Universal Rundle. We're the look you're looking for. The look of colors, deep and unique, soft and soothing. Whatever the look you're looking for, you'll find it here.
Save time from pulling weeds. Get Easy Gardener's Weed Block Landscape Fabric. Weed Block stops weeds for years, and it's easy to use. Simply unroll Weed Block over the planting area, working it around plants, then cover with mulch. Patented microfunnels molded into the fabric allow air and water through while blocking light and weeds. Weed Block is strong and durable, lasting up to 4 times longer than other brands. For the choice that makes the difference anywhere you want to control weeds, use Weed Block. Stops weeds for years.
Is Iams cat food good for life? Well, research suggests cats can lower your blood pressure and help their owners live longer, healthier lives. In return, help your cat live a long, healthy life with Iams. The wholesome ingredients in Iams are more digestible, so more nutrition stays in your cat. And cats love the taste of Iams. So feed them Iams day after day and enjoy their company year after year. Iams Cat Foods, good for life, from the Iams Company.
Spreads like buttercream, covers like royal icing. My everyday paint colors and combinations make decorating a piece of cake, and they're available at Sears and at Kmart.
Before you take those old chairs to a garage sale, you want to hear what Janet Tagawa has to say about giving them new life.
If your dining room chairs are in desperate need of a makeover, reupholstering them may give it a fresh new look. Let me show you how easy it is. The first thing we do is take the seat cushion out of the chair. Some cushions pop out just by applying a little bit of pressure. This particular one is secured by screws at each of the 4 corners. We're simply going to use our screw gun to remove the screws, take the cushion out, and set the chair aside. It appears that this cushion has 2 layers of fabric. The outside material is attached by staples, and the material beneath it is attached by upholstery tacks. To remove the staple, we're going to use our needle nose plier. You simply apply pressure to the staple, and you pluck the staple out. And then you work your way all the way around. Then to remove our upholstery tacks, we're going to use wire cutters. Underneath, it looks like we've got the original cotton padding here. It's basically flat. It has no bounce, but it's not lumpy, and it's not disintegrated. We're going to keep this original padding, but to add more spring, we're going to add some high-density foam. And if you wanted to, if this was lumpy and disintegrated, you could probably go to your local upholstery shop and purchase some padding such as this. To do this, we're going to place the wooded seat on a slab of high-density foam. This is 1/2 inch that you can purchase at your local fabric store. Then what we do, using our felt pen, we're going to be tracing the perimeter of the wooded seat. And then we'll cut out the pattern. To add our final layer of padding, we place the seat right side down along with the cotton and the foam onto light loft batting that you can purchase at your local fabric store. We're going to trim around 5 inches all the way around the perimeter. The great thing about batting is that it'll help minimize lumps and help prevent disintegration of the foam later on. It also gives your cushion a more squashier, smoother feel. Now we fold the batting edge to the underside of the wooded seat and then tack it down with a staple gun, go all the way around to the corner, and then proceed all the way around. Place your padded cushion onto your upholstery material. We've got here a heavyweight, tightly woven material. It's pretty durable. And then we're going to trim about 5 inches all the way around the perimeter. The great thing about beige, it's such a neutral color. It blends in very well with any color scheme. Also, if you have a pattern such as a floral or a stripe, center your pattern before you actually make your cuts. Now we pull the fabric edge over to the underside of the wooded seat. Using our staple gun, tack it into place using taut, even tension. And then pull the fabric on the other side using the same tension, staple it into place, and then go all the way around, but save the corners for last. To do the corners, we're going to check the material on the sides, pull the material, and then tack it into place. Now we're ready to trim off the excess material and the batting. And you do this all the way around. For an added designer's touch, You can add some cording or braid. The trim that we're using is piping. This is ready-made, sold at your local fabric store. We're going to begin by applying hot glue to the back section of your seat cushion, tack it down, and then proceed all the way around. So here we have our finished cushion. The last thing we need to do is install it back into our chair. If you have all the materials, you can easily reupholster a chair in less than an hour. It's a great way to update your old furniture. You can choose your own fabrics to create a custom look at a fraction of the cost that a professional would charge you, and really have fun.
Remember that project that you did that you thought was going to be so tough?
But turned out to be very easy.
And how good you felt?
Like a lot of those every week.
Learn how to do it like the pros and you won't drain your wallet.
This is a fix that'll save you money.
You've got the power to do this.
This is an easy project, and I'm telling you, you can do it.
Well, this is instant gratification.
That's a good thing. Definitely have the power to do this. So let's do it to it.
The Fix, 9 Eastern on HGTV weekend mornings.
Introducing the remarkably innovative GE Profile Performance range with a revolutionary bridge that connects burners so you can cook any size dish. And its true temp oven is the most accurate in America, so you can also bake and broil like a gourmet. It's so versatile you could get carried away.
Dad, I usually just have cereal for breakfast.
Go, go, Daddy! The incredible Profile Performance range, only from GE.
In France, moments are savored. Food is art. And yogurt is your play. C'est si bon. It is so good.
Whether you're cleaning up around your new townhouse or your old brownstone, visit the folks in a red vest. They'll help you find everything you need to get your house ready for the change of season. Because Ace is a place with a helpful hardware folks.
Video games don't just blast through your batteries.
More batteries!
They blast through your money. That's why you should arm yours with Rayovac Maximum Alkaline. They pack long-lasting alkaline power but cost less, so you can buy more games.
How about a little one-on-one?
Uh-oh.
Get the Maximum. Rayovac Maximum.
At Basista, real quality leather furniture is furniture that lasts. Soft, comfortable, and durable. Basista features leather furniture that looks great and feels good too. Don't miss our biggest leather sale ever with savings up to 45%. Exclusively at Basista Furniture on State Road in Parma.
If you're a homeowner looking to save money on your current monthly mortgage, or you'd like to finance the purchase of a home, call Fidelity Funding today. Or if you're a homeowner paying $1,000 a month or more in credit card and other bills, Fidelity Funding can help reduce your monthly payments by up to 1/2 and maybe even get you some extra cash. So whether you want to purchase a home, refinance your current mortgage, or consolidate your monthly debt payments, even if you've had some past credit problems, call Fidelity Funding at 1-800-269-4100.
Well, here's a tip to make that stubborn screw go in more easily, especially if you're trying to put it in hardwood. Lubricate the threads using a bar of soap, a candle, even a birthday candle will do if that's all you've got around the house. Simply rub the candle or the soap over the threads like this, and the job will go much more easily. And you'll also reduce the possibility of splitting the wood or stripping the head of the screw out. Now, please join me next time for more tips and suggestions to make your next home improvement project just a little bit easier. Right now, it's time for you to roll up your sleeves, get out there, and tackle some of those jobs that you may have been putting off. See you next time.
Stop by This Old House Classics as we put the finishing touches on our kitchen remodeling project. We'll install a beechwood floor without using any nails tonight at 7 Eastern, only on Home and Garden Television.